The many deaths of the turtles. Back in Casey's and April's apartment as they get ready for a supper together, as they are now bonded for marriage. Casey has a tender moment and begins to open up to April about how she and the turtles have meant so much to him. But out of nowhere, Raphael barges in, bloodied and battered, and throws the entire feast onto the floor to make room for the injured, as he explains to April that they had just been ambushed by the Foot Clan as they bring in Master Splinter, as they carefully place him on the table, as he is slowly succumbing to his wounds. As April wants to attend to the wounds immediately, she has to snap Donnie out of shock. Casey wants to know who is the one that ambushed them, as Raphael says it was the Foot Bastards. As Splinter wants to know where Leonardo is at, as Mikey tells him he guarded our rear to make sure we were clear, as Raphael wants to strike back immediately with revenge, but Leonardo comes in and tells him stand down. As he tells him he ran them back to the subway, they might be headed to the docks. As Casey wants to know why was the truce broken, but all Leo wants to know if his father is okay. As April painfully admits that he's hurt pretty badly and they can't do anything more, they need a real doctor. As Mikey holds him, hoping that he can have one more day with his father. As Casey notices that Raph is missing. As Leo's heart breaks as he knows where his brother is going. Raph has always been the most passionate of his brothers, but that passion tonight will consume him like a double-edged sword, ignoring the lessons of always being in the shadows, as he is out for blood, as he looks for Karai, as tonight he is looking for more than just an eye to replace an eye. Karai expresses her disappointment in the Foot Clan as they wallow in their failure, as she explains that the truce has been broken between the clans and blood must be paid for. Raph enters the area stealthily and he starts to pick one by one. Then eventually, like a lion in the long grass, he begins to tear through all of them. His eyes are full of bloodlust, and he will have them answered to what they did to his father. Karai tells them to finish him off, but Raph is not going to go down so easily, as he tells them to bring it on. Even though he's being overrun by the clan and being foolish with his attack, as he begins to take major damage to himself. But the most important thing for him at this very moment is revenge for what they did to his father and ambushing his fellow brothers, as this can only end in one way. As he tells her, stop hiding behind your minions and face me, as she knows that he is fighting so recklessly, but he does not care for the price of his vengeance. As she tells him, my men weren't able to take your head, but I will not fail. She was unable to land the biggest blow on him, as he takes her into his own territory, but unfortunately, she was able to take one of his biggest weapons when he wasn't paying attention, as they both struggle to land a final blow onto each other until it finally happens. In a single moment, his life ends, taking his last breath. But someone was able to grab a hold of Karai, if only he stayed with his brothers, so that way at the end, he wouldn't be alone. As his lifeless body sinks as he fades into the abyss.